Hello, welcome to My Life on Paper. I'm Brianna, and I am so happy that you are here. I am playing along with All About That Bass, No Trouble, with Ginger's Corner, and um, it's the plan to make 20 base page or layouts from base pages in 20 days. And I'm here to tell you that I am not able to do that, but that's okay. Still playing along, and I'm going to make 11 base pages on this video. It's how I'm kicking things off. And I'm super excited to be using my scraps to do this. This is from a collection, but once I get going, I will be using some paper pads. And the exciting thing is I use one of them up. So, okay, so this and I fuss a lot, don't I? I mean, just you'll see me move around a lot because I'm really my brain is moving. So, I've got this pretty gold paper, I've got the florals which I love. So, I'm going to trim the branding strip off and I'm not exactly sure what I'm going for up there, but it might be looking for um like a washi tape. There you go. I was looking for washi tape. This part was recorded when I was away from home, so that is why the setup looks a little bit different. So, I don't know how many. I think I made two, and I really worked with what I had. And that's why I used the collection. But I've got this. I think it's like black washi tape with some white stitching on it. That's from 49 and Market. So I'll get that glued down and get my washi tape out, and I'm not sure, maybe it wasn't the stitching, but anyway, it's cool. I like it. All right, up next. This now what I have here is from a paper pad, and it's actually from a scrapbooking type crafting paper pad, but I grabbed out the plain papers from it. So, and that one, the greeny one, is like a typewriter font, it's just like letters all over. So, and again, taking off the branding strips, and I'm going to use these three pieces of paper on this pink paper. And I'm going to do kind of an L design, I would think I would call it. I am going to overlap onto the orange. You won't see all the orange, but most of it. And then I am going to put, I might put, anyway, that piece of paper was brought in to say, okay, I have a photo, is it going to fit here? Is it going to look good kind of thing? But sometimes I'll put you'll see me, sometimes I'll put a mat on there and sometimes I won't. In the past, I have put like photo place holders with white cardstock. I have not done that this time. That's okay. Um, if I think I wanted a certain way and I think I'm going to forget, that's when I'll use the white photo mat. All right, here I am on to my next paper pad, and this is the one I actually use up, but I will make several base pages before this gets finished up. I just have a few teeny tiny pieces that I end up throwing away. So I am using this, it's gold. And so the background is like a gold polka dot. And I've got these two other pattern papers. I think you'll see some of these especially are much more pattern paper than what I'm used to, like much more going on at the same time. Here you've got three pattern papers. They're different sizes. So you've got the little polka dots, you've got the full flowers on the bottom, and then you've got those leafy bits. All right, so this is where I really pull scraps out, and I'm just going and pulling out all the, well, squares and thin lawn pieces. You'll see those squares come back later. And I've got some paper out that I don't care for the other side. So that's why you keep seeing this white piece of paper come in and out, because I'm trying to decide, do I want to use scraps to cover a background paper, or am I going to take a full sheet like this one and cover it? So, um, I will trim some of those strips down, but this one makes me pretty happy because I'm using up all those little strips. And when I say trim down, I'm going to make them shorter, not thinner. So you'll see there's two that are the striped ones are rather thicker than the rest. And at one point I thought maybe I would trim that down, but my idea was to trim them down after I had them all lined up and stuff. And once I got them lined up, I thought, I'm overlapping them, so you're gonna lose just a little bit of them too. So it turns out just fine. And what I'm doing now is roughing up all the edges. I took my scissors and just roughed up all the edges, short ends and long ends. Now I'm going to arrange them, and I will overlap some. And I believe the striped ones get overlapped a little bit more than the other ones. And then I'll go ahead and glue them down. And at this point, I could have put like a placeholder down for a photo, but I did not. I really didn't think about it, honestly. You'll see another one from the same paper pad that it'll um, has two, I guess you'd call them photo frames. You might go over the cardstock or the pattern paper completely with a photo, but it's kind of like a placeholder for the photos, but you could use them as photo frames. But that was when I was getting to the absolute last pieces of paper, and so I was making sure they were getting on the page. So I do hold them down. They're not getting any glue in the middle, but they're getting glue on each side, and then I'm checking to make sure they're glued down. Ginger's Hop has a playlist, so I will have it listed below. I know people are out there that have done the base page layout ahead of time, and so now they're actually putting layouts together with the base pages that they've already made. So check out everybody that's on the playlist. And thank you to Ginger for creating this hop. I did it last year and I just love, first of all, it makes me be more creative and by just getting out my scraps. And secondly, I use my scraps. So it makes me very happy. All right, here comes the next one. Same paper pad. You'll see that little bit of purple that won't make it on there, but there is a little bit of purple on there. So these are the squares that you saw me briefly bring out last time. Three of them were exactly like that in my stash already. I gave it a little bit of a mat there, glued that down, and then I am going to overlap these over the mat and stick them down, and then I will bring in some photo mats. I thought about doing like a fishtail lantern or something up on the top there or some kind of shelf or something. And I figure that's something I can always add in later if I want to. There's only that little bit of purple, but that's not a problem. I can bring in more purple with the embellishments too. Like I said, this is a paper pad. There are not embellishments associated with it, but I do have my color boxes I can grab from. So I look forward to doing that as well. I am also going to be playing along with this month Kristen Foster, who is Scrapping on the Fly. She has a Thankfully Inspired hop going along. So be watching for that as well. It's combining, it's not just scrap lifting one, but taking like three different layouts, say, and taking what you like from each one and making a layout. So I'm pretty excited to get that started. All right, so there's another one. So this will be the final one, I believe, from, yes, from this paper pad. So I'm using what I got left, and I like those are the two photo mats that I mentioned. I did go into my stash and I got a piece of cardstock instead of that, well, because that's a really rough kind of white paper that was really just meant to back if I covered everything up on it. So I've got my cardstock, I've got my band in the middle. I have my photo mats, and then the only other thing I'm going to do is cover the seams. And so I'm going to take my washi tape right there. Now that was not on my desk. I did grab for the washi tape on my desk, and I didn't have one that matched. And I really like its hearts. Really like the way this one went together with the paper there. So um, I'm going to get those glued down and looking forward to using this. And sometimes it's hard to get the horizontal and vertical photos, so I thought it would just be fun to play with those now. If that doesn't work for the photos I want to use, I can totally take those off and use something different. All right, this is another paper pad. This is from Paper Studio long time ago. I've given a lot of love, so I've got quite a few scraps. And yeah, I just love it. The florals, I can't wait to show you what I'm going to do with this. It's pretty exciting. So I first start, I think I start with that, the pattern, the floral back there. I'm just really looking through to see what I've got. And I have a lot of pieces parts. So once I decide I'm going to use something, I will trim it down into a strip. Whether that's a 6-inch strip or a 2-inch strip or a 1-inch strip or a quarter-inch strip. But they're not all, or sometimes blocks. Um, but they're not all, they're kind of, some of them are kind of wonky, so some of them are going to get trimmed a little bit. All right, so I start off my white paper. I've got these two gorgeous background papers, and then I'm trying to decide what I want for kind of to cover the seam there, and I put a little color there with that, with the green floral. So I'm just going to adhere that all down, and that will be a quick and easy base page. You can tell that some of these come together much more easily. Like, boom, I had two 12 by 6 papers. That's a no-brainer. one of these is going to get quite busy, but I thought, I do things more simply once in a while. If I, I should just get out of my box and go for it and make something more busy. So this top um, floral has been sitting with the paper pad here, but and I didn't know how I was going to use that because it's not necessarily complete border. So I'm going to play around with this for a little bit. Here I'm making some blocks to see if I want to like overlap some blocks because I think that would be a good idea. But then I found the other one, which is exactly the same as that top one. And so those are going to be my borders. And I've got that nice pink paper in there, but that's not big enough. So I take the pink with the gold foil and I'm going to cover my seams, which is more than seams because it's going to be covering my gutter there with the pink gold paper, and it'll look complete that way. It looks finished, and I don't remember if I put a photo holder on there or not. We will find out in a moment. Um, I will try the blocks again. I think I will come back and show that, but I think it got too busy again for me. Here we go. It's hard to use that gold foil paper as a whole sheet, so it's very fun to use it in these little strips. I think this is a half. No, this was a 3/4 inch actually. I had an inch and a half and I cut in half. Okay, here come the blocks. But if I'm going to use all these blocks, I'm going to cover all those florals up. So I decided to go, I think, with one mat. Oh no, I am going to go with two. Look at that. Use that green. You'll see that I'm putting a lot of adhesive to glue the floral to the green polka dot behind it, but I'm not really using that much adhesive to keep it onto the page so that like if I want to change it out, I certainly can. Here is another something that I know I can use as the base that's not going to be seen. So I'm going to see about doing a band again. So I'm bringing out again all my pieces that I have to see what might look good together. And then here we go. Uh, we've got a large piece of gold foil. This would be kind of considered an L design, I guess. I love that circular fun paper. You boy, gosh, what do you think? Like, this is just a lot for me. It's a lot. I don't know. There's not like any place to put your eyeballs to rest. But I'm going to switch out the green and white paper that goes along. See, and there you go. Just bring in some cardstock, and then this pink is more soothing to the eye, right? I make a little frame out of that, but that does not get used. And I find this piece, and instead of using that white and green to mat that busy foliage paper, I'm going to take the pink. And so there's still a lot um, going on. I've tamed it down just a little bit. It's still much more busy than what I would normally do. I do love that. I think it's eucalyptus. I don't know what it is about it. The greens that are in it and the shape of the leaves, I don't know, but there. So that little bit of pink then makes me more happy because it just breaks out everything up a little bit. It brings more pink in. Now I can put that green. Uh, and those circles were already there. That was already part of the scraps. And I thought about, cutting them in half and using on the border. But then I thought, oh, you don't only have one border, not two borders. And so that gets put aside. Once I figure out, yep, I can, I don't want to say live with this, I can live with this. I think I will like this when the picture and any embellishments, which probably won't be many, get on the page. That's not to say I don't like it now. I guess I will like it more when it's completed because I can tone it down. And actually, I could use a bigger photo mat as well. Like if you used a white photo mat that was bigger or used a bigger photo as well, that covers up a little bit more of that pattern paper and just tones it down a little bit. But I could have left this column off completely, but I am trying to use my scraps and I didn't even think about just leaving. I think because I've done a couple of band layouts that I wanted more of this L look. Um, yeah, because I didn't want too many of the same design. Although they're all going to look very different after they are done. That is for certain. this is the last of this one of the paper pad. Now there's plenty more to do. There's plenty more of the paper pad left, but this will be, I kind of like worked hard to get what I could out of these scraps. So then the next one I'll move on to another paper pad and I'll do two more layouts or two more base pages. So that one's how that one looks. Put that aside. Come back with the striped paper. Kind of hard on the eyes, but once you cover up the bottom, give it a stripe with a little bit of color. Um, I like this. I mean, black and white, very striking, and then you throw in a little bit of orange and pink and green. Yep, this one's calling to me. I'm not sure if I'm going to use the base pages in order. I probably won't. I'll probably grab to, what makes sense. That'll be interesting to see how I use those. All right, well, that was a fast one. Now I'm getting out these kind of reddy pinky orangey papers. I have two different full-size papers over there, so I know I'm not going to use both of them. But I found this kind of lumpy circle that I'm going to make little circles out of because I was remember those pink circles and how I wanted to make kind of like a scallop border out of them. So that's what I'm going to do with these circles. I found some uh, of these floral paper, and so I trimmed that down. I'm going to use that for half. Here, I kind of giggle at myself. So here I am doing that same kind of like half and half design. However, I think I'm just the smartest because I've put it on its edge now, and it's going to be totally different. We'll see if I use it this way, only because you can use it either way, and you can use any half and half paper either way, unless you would put a photo mat down. So I think I'm funny, but I thought I was a genius at the time. So I'm going to glue down those half circles now to make it look like a scallop. I will take that black piece of paper and cover up the seam, and then be watching for when I come back. I'll throw it on the playlist when I make layouts out of these base pages, and I'm excited to do that this month. Okay, until next time, crafting makes my heart happy, and I hope you find what makes your heart happy too.